After ignoring the border crisis for years, liberal media outlets are slamming Florida Governor Ron DeSantis for sending 2 planes of migrants to Martha's Vineyard. MSNBC host Chris Hayes tweeted, "Deeply, deeply sick and dehumanizing to fling human beings somewhere vindictively." Washington Post columnist Max Boots saying DeSantis, quote, "Heartlessness and cynicism is hard to exaggerate." And Keith Olbermann calling the migrant flights human trafficking. Again, reading some talking points. Joe Concha is here. That human trafficking, so based on facts, then Joe Biden's a human trafficker as well, because they've done the same thing, flying migrants under the cover of night to places like New York State.
That's right, Westchester, in the middle of the night, or to Florida. So this has been going on for 18 months under this administration, and now suddenly these folks care. If they cared so much, by the way, about the well-being of illegal migrants, Dagan, then they really should pay attention to this report that just came out from DHS. At least 750 migrants have died trying to cross into the U.S. You compare that to the year before, when the number was only 200. Right, and many of that was from heat exposure. People are drowning right now, women, children. 19,000 search and rescues by Border Patrol agents alone. They're risking their lives as well. So Ron DeSantis, he's playing chess here. Democrats and our allies in the media, they're playing checkers. The hypocrisy is now out in the open. They're actually finally covering this story, although not from the angle that
other networks are at Martha's Vineyard because that's where the story is. Yeah. Until recently, you couldn't find another television reporter from a cable network down at the southern border. That's been the story. That is the story, not Martha's Vineyard. But they're doing, the media and the Democrats are doing exactly what Governor Abbott in particular expected them to do, that you have to put illegal migrants at their doorstep for them to start being upset about what is a runaway crisis. It's a financial hardship for anybody and everybody across the southern border, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico.
Dagan, more than 4 million people will have crossed into this country in the first 2 years of this presidency alone. Put that number into perspective. We're talking about nearly 6 times the population of Boston, Massachusetts, not too far from Martha's Vineyard. So at this point, look, the story is actually moved off of Martha's Vineyard. Those migrants have already been moved to Cape Cod and a military base there. So apparently Martha's Vineyard couldn't handle what so many Texas and Arizona towns have to deal with 1,000 times more each day.
I call this H squared. With the hypocrisy always comes hyperbole. Here's New Day on CNN.
All of your documentaries are about history, but all of them also make you think about where we are now. And we woke up to the news this morning that Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida sent 2 plane loads of migrants to Martha's Vineyard, including kids and whatnot. And I'm not saying this is not a one-for-one. This is not a parallel here in any way. But it does address some of the same themes that are part of this documentary.
What? The Holocaust?
That was hyperbole on steroids, and John Berman should know a lot better. I guess that's why he's losing his job on New Day and being demoted. People, whenever they talk about the Holocaust, probably haven't read about the Holocaust. How Jews, they weren't just exterminated right away. They worked until they couldn't physically do it anymore, and they didn't give any value to the Nazis, and then they were exterminated. And you're comparing this to that? I'm sorry, I don't get angry very often, but screw you, John Berman. That is the worst analogy you could possibly use, and it's an insult to every single person that lost a family member in that horrible Holocaust.
You could call one of my best friends whose dad was in a Daimler-Benz work camp while the remainder of his family were exterminated at Treblinka.
Good guy.
And maybe get a little bit of an education about what the Holocaust was really about. Yeah. Again, Martha's Vineyard, such a hardship. But the people there wanted those migrants gone as quickly as possible. They can't possibly stay here, said a woman.
They took the sanctuary out of sanctuary.
Right. The great Biden interview drought, Joe Concha, is come to an end. 60 Minutes tweeting that it will air a sit-down interview Sunday to kick off the 55th season of 60 Minutes. The show teasing it'll cover the economy, midterms, and the war in Ukraine. By Sunday, Biden will have gone 219 days without a sit-down interview. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre defended the president when asked about it last week. He's only been interviewed 22 times between taking office in January 2021 and May of this year. At the same point in his term, President Trump had sat down for 90 interviews with the media, and I know that President Obama sat down for even more than that.
Yeah.
187, I think, for
There's
President
a reason
Obama.
why, Dagan, he's going on 60 Minutes, because it's a taped interview. So many gaffes or anything, they could be edited out. And here's the framing here from 60 Minutes' Twitter feed. President Joe Biden tells 60 Minutes what went into the deal that stopped the nationwide railroad strike, unquote. Oh, so that's going to be the focus. That's amazing timing, by the way, that Joe Biden sat down with Scott Pelley on the very day that this crisis that no one even heard about before this week was averted here. Look, this is going to be a fixed fight. This is not the 60 Minutes that we grew up with. We saw that with Leslie Stahl when President Trump insisted to investigate the Hunter Biden story, and she said, there's no there there. There was a there there. So
There was.
we know what to expect.
And President Biden blithely lied to George Stephanopoulos last year during that horrific sit-down. Joe Concha, thank you so much.
Great to see you.
Great to see you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.